Hey, welcome. It is 6 o'clock here in South Carolina, where I am tonight, sitting in for Tiffany for this Veterans Yoga Project Gentle Yoga class. And so my name is Brian. I'm honored to be here. And we're going to, as always, remind ourselves individually and collectively that it is an individual practice. So you are doing your practice on your mat. I will be offering suggestions, invitations from here. But please do what is right for you. Listen to the wisdom of your body and honor that wisdom by doing what your body is telling you is right for you. So remember that you can come out of any posture at any time, take any alternate posture at any time, and especially modify or support yourself in any posture in any way that is required to make it most supportive for you. Remembering that support precedes action. And so with that in mind, remember the only requirement is that you be present and that you breathe. Everything else is optional. And so we'll go through all 5 tools in the course of our work here for the next 55 minutes or so. And so we'll start by bringing ourselves present and come into this place in this space. So I invite you into a supported posture in which you can extend your spine and breathe. So perhaps you want to sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, knees above the ankles and hip distance apart, sits bones rooted down into the seat cushion, sitting up away from the back of the chair so that the spine can elongate. Or perhaps you want to sit on your mat or on a cushion or bolster in a cross-legged posture of some kind where you can feel yourself rooting down into that mat or that cushion or bolster, and again, lengthening through the spine. But however you are, find yourself in this place and in this space. Come into your present moment by coming into the body. Come into the body by coming into the breath. Begin to follow the breath in and out through the nostrils, breathing in and out, full 360 breath. Go deep into the belly, front, back, and sides. And then observe the exhale coming out. Feel the difference in the sensation in the nostrils between the in-breath and the out-breath. Feel the subtle sensations in the body as the breath comes and goes. Be with your breath so as to be into this present moment. And then anchoring down, rooting down into whatever is touching, whatever part of your body is in contact with something. Feel that sensation of that contact. And bring your awareness to that sensation as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? What is it like to know that support is always available? And then having established yourself in a supported posture, I invite you to lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the crown. Tuck the chin slightly to feel the length in the back of the neck. And then feel the full length of your spine from the base to the crown. And breathe in and breathe out to that full length. And having established yourself in the supported posture and lengthened the spine, let us rub the hands together to generate a little bit of heat, a little bit of contact, a little bit of connection with the present moment here. And then bring the hands to prayer at the chest, or if you're more comfortable, just place one hand over the chest and the other hand over that hand. Just bringing awareness to your heart space as we begin to raise our first tool, which is gratitude. Anchoring your attention in your heart space, in the center of your being, allow to arise for you any one thing for which you are grateful. Any one thing that speaks to you of gratitude. Allow that to arise, see it clearly in your mind's eye. Center it right there in the center of your being and anchor it at the place where your inhale begins. And then having established our supported posture and allowed gratitude to arise, I will invite you, if you choose, to set an intention for your time here tonight, for your practice here this afternoon or evening. Perhaps just a simple intention to keep your gratitude centered at the place where your inhale begins. Whatever your intention is, say it to yourself. Hear yourself say it in your mind's ear, in a declarative voice as if it is already done. And then taking a full inhale. On the exhale, if you choose, tuck your chin to your chest and bow to your intention. Bow to your intentional self. Bow to your grateful heart. And then on your next inhale, let your chin come back up and release the hands to the thighs. And we'll begin with some gentle movements in the seated posture, just to warm up the body. So our first movement is going to be just a gentle rotation of the torso in the hip girdle. It's called Buddha Asana or stomach grind. And we're just going to come forward on the inhale and go back on the exhale. Exhaling, the body will go back, inhaling, the body's forward. So as narrow or as wide as your breath allows you to be. The movement is with the breath. So we're just beginning to align breath with movement as we gently begin to wake up the body. So feeling into this simple posture here, just beginning to feel the movement. One more in this direction. Come back to center. And then switch directions. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, and then noticing for yourself how one side to the other might be a little different. The alignment of the organs is not perfectly symmetrical. We are not perfectly symmetrical. We may notice a difference moving one way as opposed to the other, and that's perfectly okay. We just allow that to be. We're just being nice to ourselves here. Gently rotating the body, kneeling any tension that we have in our body and becoming aware of it and then working with it. Moving into it with the breath, feeling our way through it. Key here is an attitude of gentleness. It's not so much that the practice is so gentle as that our attitude with ourselves is gentle, compassionate, and kind. One more in this direction. And then come back to center. And exhale, release. Our next movement is seated cow-cat. So we option with the hands here. You can just leave the hands on the knees if you like, or if you like to add a little bit of arm movement, you can just bring the hands up. So on the inhale, I'll do this both ways. So hands on the knees, we just inhale, the chest comes forward and up. The spine arches a little bit at the lower part of the spine. And then on the exhale, we just round the spine and drop the chin to the chest. And again, you're moving with your breath. So finding your breath and moving, aligning your movement with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling back, inhaling, arching the spine, exhaling, rounding. Belly comes forward and up on the inhale, down and back on the exhale. Heart comes forward and up on the inhale and gets covered in on the exhale. And just very gentle here, right? Very simple movement. Now, if you wish to add the hands on the inhale, you're just bringing the hands up, shoulder height, and exhale back down. So you're just adding a little bit of movement through the arms too, if you like. Very gentle, very smooth, very slow. Maybe, your speed and pace is dependent upon your breath and your rhythm. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. One more here. And exhale, release, lengthen and be here. Take a full inhale and a complete exhale. Our next movement will be side to side. We're going to open the side body. So take your left hand out alongside your hip or down along your hip if you're seated in a chair. And you bring your right arm up to shoulder height, palm facing forward. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just lean to the left. Gentle lean to the left, opening the right side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale over. And again, moving with breath. Just being present with ourselves, feeling into our practice. One more here. And on your next lean, just lean in and maybe you lean a little deeper, maybe not. Maybe just hold with your breath, your breathing, you hold the posture, not the breath. So we're breathing through this held posture for a minute. Just spending a little time here to feel the full opening in the right side body. And then our next inhale, come back to center. Release the right arm down. Lengthen, straighten, recenter. And then move to the other side. Take the right hand outside the right hip. Left arm up, palm forward, elbow at the shoulder. Inhale here. Exhale, lean to the right. Opening the left side body. Just gentle lean. Not trying to go too far. Resist any urge to go beyond the edge. Resist any urge to move, press into it, or be extreme, right? We're just, gentleness is an attitude, right? I'm just moving lightly within the range that is available to me, not trying to make anything happen, just allowing what is to be. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Simple movement with breath. One more here. And on your next lean, just lean in and just be. Again, just feeling into the body, allowing the body to lead you here while you're breathing, always breathing. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the hand down, shake that out, and then recenter yourself in your seated posture. Now we're going to do some twisting. So option here for the hands. Again, you can just leave the hands on the knees if you like, if that supports you. And you're going to inhale to the left and exhale to the right. So not the head is moving with the spine. So we're leading with the shoulder. The left shoulder goes back on the inhale. Right shoulder goes back on the exhale. Now, for a little more, you can let the hands flow with the movement. So left hand goes towards the back, right hand outside the left thigh, and then vice versa. And that may be nice. Or if you're like me and you like to feel this, you can fold the elbows in and bring the four fingers in front, hook the thumb behind this. I like this because it helps me to feel locked in my torso here. And my arms don't get ahead of my body, which tends to happen when I let my hands go free. Like whatever works for you. And then just be here just for a moment or two. And again, just aligning movement with breath. Very gentle, very easy, sweet movement here. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the hands down. Shake that out if you need. Find yourself here. We have two more here in the seated posture. The next one is this gentle shrugging of the shoulders. So on the inhale, we'll lift the shoulders toward the ears. Try not to scrunch in the neck as much as just lifting the shoulders. So I like to bring my hands to my thighs, which is a little bit closer, and then I can feel my shoulders lifting, or your hands on your knees, if that's wherever you find that posture that makes it most supported for you. Support preceding action. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Just a couple gentle shoulder. One more here. Release the hands to the knees. And then let the chin drop to the chest. Now, if you have any stiffness in your neck, just simply do little head shakes side to side, rotating the head. But if you're comfortable and capable and supported in this posture, you're just going to gently roll the head. So either direction, we're going to go both ways, so it doesn't matter. So the ear goes toward the shoulder, the chin goes to the sky, the opposite ear goes to the opposite shoulder, and the chin comes to the chest. Little gentle neck roll. See if you can smooth it out and make it work with your breath. And just one more in this direction. And then switch and move in the opposite direction again. And if you're just doing your side-to-side nods, you're just doing the side-to-side nod, maybe switch your breath. Move it with breath. One more in this direction. Come back to center, lengthen. Check in with your intention, check in with your sense of gratitude. Find your breath. And then let us come to our mat, or if you're already on your mat, let's come off of our seat and come into supine posture. So lie down on your back. Bring your heels and toes together. Press the toes away from the face. Take the arms overhead. Interlock the thumbs either way and just lengthen through the fingertips and through the toes. So you're just stretching out and releasing any tension that you had in the hip area from seating. And then release the breath, exhale. And then bring the toes back toward the face. Switch the interlock of your thumb. Inhale here, press through the heels. Flexing the toes toward the face, getting long through the fingers, and then exhale, release down. And then bring the hands down by the sides, palms down, forearms down. And if you would like additional support here, you can actually bring the hands lightly underneath the sits bones. Or for a little more support, you bring the hand all the way under the SI joint, which is at the top of the buttocks. And then we're just going to bring the knees up towards the chest. So we're supporting yourself here. And then bring the knees in. And then just gently rotate the knees in the hip girdle. So this is the opposite of what we did with moving the spine against the hip girdle. Now we're moving the hips against the fixed spine. One more here in this direction. And then just gently make some circles in the opposite direction. Opening up the hip girdle a little bit. Feeling into this movement. One more in this direction. Come back to center. Bring the knees in a little bit. And then exhale. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat, the knees towards the sky. And then walk the feet out slightly and allow the knees to fall in. Take your hands to your abdomen. And just feel yourself here in this active rest posture. Feel how the abdomen can relax here. And then take the hands out 60 to 90 degrees. So you're angling the hands so you have a little bit of support here. And then we're just going to gently rotate the knees. So windshield wipering the legs. So inhale here in the center. Exhale, let the knees move down and away to the right. Keep the lower back on the mat. So if you're starting to come up in your hips, just don't go that far. Just gentle here. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale, just let the knees rotate in the other direction. So maybe it's just a little movement, maybe just a light movement. If you see you start to roll up too far off the buttocks, then just let that be your edge. And just work gently here. We're just kind of feeling into some rotational movement here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Very soft, very gentle movements. And then notice the tendency of the feet to want to kind of slide out. So maybe you make your adjustments. So you're actually kind of putting a little light pressure into the soles of the feet just to maintain your position of your feet so that they don't slide away from your hips and move down into the bottom of your mat. And maybe one more in each direction here. Finding yourself here. And then come back to center and release. Walk the feet back in. Let the feet go long. Let the toes fall open. Bring your hands to your side, palms up. Release and press. So feel your entire spine on the mat. Be relaxing here. Then we're going to bring a little bit bigger twist in here. So again, take the hands out. And this time we're just going to bring the knees in. And then we'll cross the right leg over the left. So we're pressing the thighs together. The knees are aligned here. Inhale here, and then this time as you exhale, let the knees go to the right, but look over your left shoulder to provide a little more open. And again, just kind of gentle. Now we're not going to move and pulse this, we're just going to stay here. So breathe and allow gravity to work. Allow the weight of the legs to help open. If you have a thought, think about keeping your knees moving away from your face to feel that length and that opening. And breathe deep. And again, not trying to do anything, not trying to make anything happen, just allowing opening to occur as the body allows it. Listening to the wisdom of our own body. Feeling into this gentle opening. Great place for your gear. If you have a block, you want to put a block under your thigh to support so you don't over rotate here. Feel yourself allowing that left shoulder to relax and stay pressed into the mat. And then on your inhale, come back to center and switch the legs. So you take the legs long and then bring the knees back in and then cross the left over the right again. So you're pressing the left hamstring into the right quadricep or the bottom of the left leg. Inhale here, and then exhale, let the legs go over to the left as the head looks over the right shoulder to induce that relaxation in the right shoulder. And again, we're not trying to do anything, we're just allowing weight and gravity to work here, breathing deep. And again, if we have a thought, it's about letting the knees move away from the face. So more towards the bottom of your mat rather than towards the floor. So it's more of an opening than a perhaps. Just allow and breathe. And again, not trying to do too much, trying to remember how to be gentle as we move through the practice.
So move through the press, we'll end up getting all of the body. And then inhale, come back to center. Release the leg, take the legs long. And again, let the toes fall open. Palms come down by your side and let everything settle and release. Take a deep breath into the hip girdle. Maybe point and flex to release any restrictions or constrictions in the legs. And then roll to your belly, either direction. And we'll find our way into our crocodile pose. So we'll do this in movement. So first thing we're going to do is turn the toes out and let the heels fall in. So try to keep the heels together, but if that's not available, we're just looking to find some whatever's available to us here. So that in and of itself can be enough. So the forehead is on the mat. And then lift the forehead and then bring the left palm and then place the right palm atop the left. So you're stacking the hands and then elbows come out to the side and then let the forehead come to the back of the hands. So we have a little pillow here for ourselves. And then continue to extend through the toes and heels so that the legs stay long. So if you press into the toes, you'll feel the knees engage. And then go ahead and release the knees so they're relaxed. So you're not trying to extend, you're not trying to engage the legs, you're trying to release the legs. And the work here is actually going to be in the spine. So if you're good here, just breathe here. However, if you'd like to try to move the elbows back towards your hips a little bit, bringing your upper body into a little bit of an arch, then go ahead and do that. So you're lifting the chest off the mat at this point. And you may feel a slight rounding in the top of the spine. It's a great pose for digestion. And then just breathe. So allow everything to settle here. So there's no tension here. So you might feel like there's tension in the legs. So see if you can actively release them and relax. You may feel like there's tension, especially if you're trying to bring your forehead in a little bit. So you may feel some tension in the upper back and into the shoulders. See if you can relax that out. Let the shoulders relax and release. And certainly if there's tension in the neck, you want to try to release that. And you'll feel that you're very much engaged in your solar plexus, in your abdomen, which is as it should be. This is where we're working here. This is a digestive pose, crocodile pose. And just breathe here. One more breath here. Go ahead and lift the crown. Let the toes go long. Bring the heels and toes together. Let the toes go long. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders so that the thumb is right at the breast line, and then let your forehead fall to the mat. Move your elbows toward each other. We're going to gently come up into a baby cobra here. So press into the tops of feet. Now here you do want to feel that legs engaged. So you're pressing long through the toes. The knees might even lift. And then gently just lift the crown of the head. Lift the chin. lift the heart. So when I say lift the chin, make sure the spine stays straight. We're not rocking the head up and down. We're lifting the entire face. So the relationship of the chin to the sternum stays the same. The heart comes forward. We engage in the lower back, breathing here. And then exhale, lower down. And then press into the hands and lift and push the hips back toward the heels and come into your wisdom pose. So you're pressing all the way back to your wisdom pose, child's pose. Knees can go wide if you prefer for your torso to fall between them, or keep the knees together. Great place for your gear if you need to bring your forehead to your gear or to the mat. And then let the hands come back alongside the feet. Palms up, full expression. Breathing here. Is there wisdom in this posture? This is our wisdom pose. Great place of rest, releasing the shoulders, releasing the lower back. Breathe deep into the lower back. Now we're going to come into a little bit of activation. So take the hands out in front into an extended child's pose or extended wisdom pose. And then inhale, come forward into your tabletop posture. So support yourself here as you need to. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. So the knees are behind the wrists, in line with the wrists, I should say. This is our table posture. And we're going to actually open up a twist here. So we're going to do a little bit of thread the needle. So we'll take the left hand out off the long side of the mat. And then inhale and maybe turn the torso to the left a little, maybe the left hand lifts. And then as you exhale, just thread the needle underneath and behind the right wrist and lower your left temple, your left ear, your left cheek to the mat. Releasing here, walk the right hand perhaps out to the top of the mat. Maybe pop up on your right fingertips. Breathing, always breathing. Just allow yourself to be here. If your right hand is out at the top of the mat, gently walk it back. Press into the right palm. Come back to your table position. Lengthen through the crown and the hips. Find yourself here, and then we'll move to the other side. So take the right arm out, and then inhale, rotate to the right up, and lift the arm perhaps. And as you exhale, thread the needle, take the right hand behind the left wrist, the left elbow, and drop the right temple, the right ear, the right cheek to the mat. Walk your left hand out to the top of the mat if you like. Maybe press up on your left fingertips. Just allow yourself to be here, breathing into this twist. Gently opening the body. So the body is opening on its own. We're utilizing the alignment and weight of the body to just gently allow everything to open. Walk the left hand back. If it's walked out, press and lift, come back into your table. Extend. Lengthen through the crown and through the hips, and then we're going to walk both hands out toward the front of the mat and come down onto your elbows Or if you're comfortable doing so, continue to walk the fingertips out, bring your chest to the mat, your forehead to the mat or to your block, finding yourself in your heart melting pose or puppy pose. So bringing the heart toward the mat, keeping the hips high, trying to keep the hips aligned over the knees, just lowering the chest. Big heart opening pose here. Anahatasana, heart melting pose. On your next inhale, walk the hands back, come back into your table. And then walk the hands out of maybe 1 to 2 hand lengths in front of your shoulders. Curl the toes, and then just press and lift the knees, lift the hips, come into downward dog. So the head will drop, the biceps will frame the ears, crown will fall toward the mat, heels will fall toward the mat. Feet are aligned behind and in line with the wrists. And just breathe here as we lift the hips and allow the head to drop. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhaling here, look up between your hands. Slowly walk the hands back toward the feet. Turn the feet in a little bit so the outside edges of the feet are parallel to the outside edges of your mat, and release the head into your forward fold. So maybe grab your elbows in front of or behind the legs. Finding yourself in a forward fold, gently releasing the head, forehead toward the shins. Find your weight balanced in your feet. So press back into the hips and back into the heels, lengthen through the legs. Breathing, always breathe. Inhale, take the hands to the shins, press the forward, straighten the arms to lift the back, come into a flat back, just feel that relief. And then exhale, forward fold. And then bring your knees back to the mat and come standing on your knees. We're going to do a gentle opening of the back here. So torso is upright over the knees. Now you can have your toes curled for additional support. That some people find pressing into the ball of feet provides additional support here. Take your hands into fists and gently place them in the lower back, or take the heel of your palm and place it at the SI joint as if you're putting your hand in an invisible pocket. And that's just for support. And all we're doing here is just gently lifting out of the waist, lifting out of the heart, lifting out of the crown, and then maybe keeping the hips over the knees, maybe just allowing a little bit of arching in the spine. Maybe more if it's available to you. This is a back bend, which is opening. Think about bringing the elbows toward each other behind you. But think about lifting out of the waist, out of the heart. Keep the chin in relationship to the sternum, so we're not letting the head drop back like we're putting scrunchies in the neck. We want to keep the neck long and open through the front of the body. Inhale here, exhale, slowly come back, and then release the hips back toward the heels. And then bring the hands down toward the feet. The thumbs are on the outside of the heels. The four fingers are on the inside of the heels. And then fold forward, bring the chest and stomach to the thighs, the forehead toward the knees, and the crown of the head toward the mat. So we're countering that arch with a nice rounding here. Moving into our rabbit pose. And then we're just keeping our focus here is to try to bring the forehead to the knees, the crown of the head to the mat. Little to no weight in the crown. So we're not really pressing into the crown of the head. We're more bringing the forehead toward the knees. Stay here. Or just gently lift the hips and rock forward. Again, forehead towards the knees. Gentle rounding here into our rabbit. Inhale here. If your hips are high, gently bring your hips back to your knees. Keeping the chin tucked. Release the hands alongside the knees. Support yourself as you gently begin to roll up, keeping the chin tucked. Bring the torso back upright. Hands to the thighs, and then when you get upright, and only when you get upright, then lift the chin and relax. Come off of your heels and extend the legs into Padasana stick pose. Hands alongside the hips, press into the palms to lengthen through the crown and through the legs. So we're pressing through the heels while moving the hips back, finding the full length of the leg against the mat. And then we're just going to gently inhale the arms up and then exhale, hinge forward. So let the hands drop to the thighs or the shins or the ankles, or maybe yogi toe lock, or maybe over the toes, or maybe below the feet, whatever's available to you without stress or strain, which is hinging forward. So we're hinging at the hips. Bring the belly button toward the thighs, chest and stomach toward the knees, forehead toward the toes. I like to think of putting my nose between my two big toes. That's the thought anyway. Staying long here. And then when I find that I've reached my edge, then and only then, release the forehead toward the shins. So this is a forward fold while seated, right? And again, letting the elbows drop. So if you're pulling with your arms, doing like bicep curls, relax the arms so that the elbows drop toward the mat. And just let the body open into our forward fold. Inhale, reach long, slowly come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. Exhale, release the hands. We're going to add a twist here. So bring the right knee in to the sky, your chest and stomach against your thigh, the heel toward the hip, and maybe even crossing that right foot outside the left thigh. If you can keep the chest and stomach against the thigh. So if you begin to lose that, just leave it inside. It's okay. It doesn't need to be outside. I'll just demonstrate it this way. And then we're going to take the left arm and wrap it around the right knee so that the left elbows, the knee is in the crook of the elbow. Take the right arm high, bicep by the ear, extend and lengthen, And then exhale, rotate to the right, opening to the right, taking your right hand behind you and tenting the fingers like a second spine, keeping you lifted. This is our twist. On your next inhale, come back to center, release the elbow, release the leg, take the arms up, hinge forward, come back into a forward fold, find your length, find your release. Take a full inhale here. A complete exhale, relax. On your inhale, reach long past the feet, slowly come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. Release the hands, and now we'll do the other side. Bring the left knee in, left heel towards the hips, chest and stomach against the thighs. Take the right hand and wrap it around so that your knee is in the crook of the elbow. Left arm goes high. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open to the left. Dropping the left hand behind you as a second spine and twisting to the left. Working from the abdomen. So our twist is in the abdomen. And this is a nice gentle massaging or hugging of the internal organs. Breathe deep into the abdomen as you exhale. Maybe a little space created for that opening to move into, maybe not. Maybe you're just good right where you are. On your inhale, come back to center. Release the knee. Extend the legs. Take the arms up. Hinge forward. Find your length. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, reach long past your feet. Slowly come up, slowly come up. Exhale, come down. And then come back to our seated position for our breath. Tonight we're going to do a gentle alternate nostril breath. Moving into and then from our breath, we'll move into our guided rest. So we're going to just be here for a minute or three or so to do this alternate nostril breath. And then I'll give you the option to come onto your back or just to remain seated for the guided rest. Now, as you are aware, in Veterans Yoga Project, we use mental awareness primarily for our breath. However, if you'd like to use the hand mudra to incorporate the physical aspect of the breath, that's fine also. And so, alternate nostril breath, we're going to, using mental awareness or the right thumb, we will block the right nostril and inhale through the left nostril. Switching on the exhale, we use mental awareness or the right ring finger to block the left nostril and exhale through the right. And then we will inhale through the right. And then switching on the exhale again, we'll block the right and exhale left. So inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left. That is the pattern. We're just going to be here for a minute or so. And so let us find ourselves in a lengthened spine, a supported posture, and then using mental awareness or the right thumb, inhale left. Full inhale, gently inhaling to a complete full inhale, and then switching on the exhale, block the left and exhale right. Then inhaling on the right. And then switching on the exhale and exhaling left.
Continuing that pattern, gently filling the body with breath and then emptying the body. See if you can extend and even and quiet the breath. No stress, no strain, no exertion, just full inhales and complete exhales. Body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. And the focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or at the tip of the nose if the eyes are narrowed in. And then just see if you can be still. See if you can release the effort and any intensity here. See if you can find a way to be silent. Just allowing the breath to come and go, as opposed to feeling as if you're making the breath happen. Your rhythm. Your pace. Your breath. One more round here, wherever you are. So when you next find yourself exhaling on your left, just let go of the breath at that point, release. And then make your decision with respect to whether you want to stay seated for your guided rest or come down onto your mat on your back. Or wherever you decide to be, whatever posture you decide to be for your guided rest, take this time to provide yourself any additional support you may want. in your guided rest. So maybe you'd like an eye cloth for your eyes, a blanket for your body, a bolster for your knees. Just take a moment to find maybe 1% more support for yourself, and then let go. Release any conversation you have with yourself about the practice. Release any shaping of the breath. Release any. Just allow yourself to be done. Be done. Come to rest and be still. Let the breath go. Let the thoughts go. Let everything go. Just be done. We'll take a moment here in guided rest to track the body, looking for any areas of tension or tightness, starting at the base of the feet and moving to the crown. So bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, to your toes, to the tops of your feet, to your heels, and to your ankles. And just simply release. Bring your awareness to your shins, to your calves, to your knees, to your quadriceps, that's the top of your thighs, and your hamstring, that's the back of your thighs. And just relax. Bring your awareness to your sits bones, to your buttocks, to your sacral area, and to your SI joint. And just release. Bring your awareness to your lower back and to your abdomen, and relax. Bring your awareness to your rib cage and to your middle back, and release. Bring your awareness to your upper back and to your chest, and relax. Bring your awareness to your shoulders and to your neck, and release. Bring your awareness to your triceps, to your biceps, to your elbows, and to your forearms, and relax. Bring your awareness to your wrists, to the back of your hands, to your fingers, and to your palms, and release. Bring your awareness to the back of your head, to your jaw, to your tongue, and to the muscles at the back of your throat, and relax. Bring your awareness to your nose, to your nasal passages, to the muscles and nerves behind your nose, to your eye sockets, to your eyeballs, and to the muscles and nerves behind your eyes, and just release. Bring your awareness to your mind, to your brain, to your skull, to the place between your ears and behind your brows, and just relax. And then finally, bring your awareness to the crown of your head, so that space just outside and above your head, about 2 inches above the top of your head. And with your awareness at the crown of your head, become aware of your entire being here on your mat, in your place. See yourself fully and completely on your mat, in your place. And as you become aware of yourself here in your space, allow to arise once again any one thing for which you are grateful. See it clearly. Maybe give it a color, a shape, a texture, a name, whatever it is. And then holding that there in your awareness, as you rest here in awareness and gratitude, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And then I encourage you to stay here in grateful rest as long as you like. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon.